Greetings, Warrior. I'm here with a massive update on all of the changes that we implemented during the alpha and current beta of the new Infitnite 5.0 app. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down all of the details, all of the findings, all the feedback, things that we've changed, implemented, upgraded, and patched, and things that I'm currently working on right now, even while I'm recording this video, to improve your experience and to have a polished global launch on August 1st. If this is your first time seeing my face and hearing about Infitnite, my name is Walt. I'm the founder, game director, and master wizard here at Infitnite, building a platform for you to completely transform how you approach health and fitness by immersing you in a fantasy role-playing game world grounded in real-life science and real-life progress. So if you're into fitness, fantasy, role-playing games, then this is the place for you. Let's dive straight into the details. So here is the gist of it. Here's the short version I'm going to break down here for you right now. So one of the biggest problems that we discovered is that it took a little bit too long for people to be able to get to where they wanted to go. So we made it easier for you to log a workout, a meal, reflection on any of the 5 hubs without walking into any of the interior locations first. So we made it faster, made it much more easier, and we kind of really wanted to get that same level of quality as premium fitness apps that you might have used in terms of nutrition and workout logging. So wanted to make that progress or that process much easier for you. If you forgot to log something, you can now record it up to 7 days back. One of the limitations that we had was basically you can only log things for that particular day. So once the servers reset, basically you weren't able to go back and log anything. So now you can actually go back 7 days and capture and earn credit for all those things that you did previously. Maybe you forgot to log a workout, maybe you forgot to log a meal. You are allowed to edit those things. Another big thing is your power number finally tells the truth. Every leaderboard figure moved at once, so there was an issue where your power level wasn't calculated properly. So there were some players that had like 4 as a power or 5, and yet there were some players with like 170 or 200 plus. So we fixed all those numbers on the leaderboards because leaderboards is huge in terms of the power growth and who has the highest power in Infitnite, and also when you are looking at your friends list as well. Your personas remember you between conversations, and you can switch that off and have them forget as well. So a big thing that's part of our Vanguard subscription is essentially AI personas that can break down and understand you and what you do inside the app, your goals, things that you've logged, workouts that you've done, so that they can customize and tailor the experience based around you. So we did not want this to be forced upon any player that did not want that. So we actually gave the option to actually turn that off. And also we improved the capabilities of what we call as magical intelligence, which is MI. We improve those capabilities by having them remember conversations that you have with it. So anything when you're asking about workouts, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you create a workout plan? Can you tell me what to eat? Do all that kind of stuff. It remembers all of those conversations in that context. So when you say, hey, remember this, it will actually remember it. Second to last is Spirit Link. Spirit Link is paused. What that is basically our health sync for primarily Apple Health. We are currently rebuilding it because it just wasn't reliably capturing data and information for you, such as like step count, BMR, and things like that. So we wanted to kind of really look into it and break it down because we noticed that players had some syncing issues and things like that. So we just kind of put that in the back seat for now and just turned off that capability. But we are working on a solution, and also working on bringing that to Android as well post-launch. So I'll provide a little bit more context to that a little bit later. Last but not least, the first 10 minutes are also being rebuilt for people who already train and who are already experienced, basically skipping the opening now costs nothing at all. And this is huge. This is a huge piece of feedback that I received, is those who are experienced in lifting, experienced in nutrition, and those who just have that established experience with either other fitness apps, other workout tracking apps, other nutrition apps. They felt like the experience in the beginning, the onboarding experience, was too simple, tailored to beginners. And that's fair. It totally is fair. We really wanted to make the onboarding experience, accessible, and something that we failed to do when trying to get or focus on accessibility is actually focus on those who are experienced in fitness. So we do have a solution, and we are currently implementing it, and I'll share a little bit more about that later. So just a brief overview of all of the milestones here. We had 2 windows from July 7th and with a typo, July 26th. These are all primarily the changes. We had 19 fixes in the closed alpha from the period of July 7th, and then we had 20 fixes going into closed beta for July 21st. Features, 3 new features, completely brand new features that we introduced during the closed alpha. Then we had 1 major new feature during the closed beta. And as you can see, the closed alpha spanned around 14 days, while the closed beta is currently, we're about 6 or so days in, so and counting. So we're still in the beta phase and still implementing fixes and things like that. And let's get a little bit deeper, shall we? So big thing, one of the big new things that we introduced is basically less walking, more doing. And basically what that means is the loudest thing the first players told us without ever saying it was that the game had too many rooms. We have almost 40 to 50 interior locations that we essentially consolidated. And each one of these interior locations, you can kind of look at it like a major app. Like it's all the functionality with this very specific purpose and a very specific function and services. So we had all these different capabilities and tools that we just didn't quite know how to consolidate. So we reduced that, and then we added quick actions in every hub, so you can quickly log a meal, log a workout, record a reflection, or collect whatever you have earned from whenever you are standing. So no interior required, and we added that. You can also log what you already did going back to 7 days, like I mentioned before. We added rivals and ally rankings now, so you can actually track a rival. So you can add a friend or even add a stranger and set them as a rival that you want to compete with. And you can see all their power rankings. You can take on challenges that you can settle on their own schedule. So you can actually be like, hey, if you want to challenge them for a workout, you can actually challenge them and do so, which is pretty cool. And then also your personas also remember you. For example, the alchemists can remember if you are dairy free by just saying, hey, I'm lactose intolerant. I want to like, dairy free options. It can remember that. And you should not have to tell it again. That's a really big philosophy that we wanted to have is repetition is just a waste of time, in terms of trying to get things to remember things that you say. You could spend that time focusing on the real repetition, the real growth repetition, which is your habits and the actions that you could be taking inside of Infinite. On memory specifically, it is opt-in, like I mentioned before. Again, there's basically 3 buckets: constraints, preferences, and context. You could turn it off, and it does not merely stop writing. It deletes what it has along with the conversations those notes came from. So yeah, you don't have to have your personas remember anything about you, but honestly, it's a win-win scenario for you. You get a higher quality experience, and you don't have to repeat yourself. So you'll save time, and you can focus on things that are more important. Next is your power numbers were lying. Again, we had an issue with power levels, and this was significant. This was really, really significant issue. It forced us to really look at our power calculations and our formulas, and we had to really reevaluate that because power is such a huge component in terms of the monsters that you're facing, obviously your standings against other players, your overall development for your avatar. So we really had to take a back seat and really reevaluate and make sure that power scaling is appropriate and also realistic. And this actually was a blessing in disguise because it actually pinpointed a lot of other areas related to that, such as our attribute system, awakening, rarity progression, the avatar's roles, our rebirth system, and so much more, which I can't wait to share more about in a future video. But let's continue. 39 fixes. So 19 across alpha window, 20 more across beta in less than half the time. So the ones you are most likely to have felt if you participated in the alpha and beta are search fields now dismiss the keyboard. We had a couple issues with our keyboard and players not being able to smoothly be able to engage with the typing. So we made massive improvements to that. Replies take multiple lines. We had an issue where all the text was going on one line. The forum posts appear the moment you post it. There was a slight delay, so players didn't know if their forum actually posted or not before it hit our servers. So we had to make adjustments to our servers. Deleted comments now render correctly. Before we had it kind of like a Reddit style. So if someone deleted a comment, then it displayed, especially in a thread. So there's tons and tons of little things that we discovered and that our players discovered that we improved. Again, I'm not going to go over all 39 fixes, but you can kind of see, you can pause and see all the different things that we improved in such a short period of time. So just imagine how things are going to be, once we go through a global launch and post-launch. And I have mentioned in previous videos that there is a very lengthy post-launch roadmap, and I'm confident in saying it's an 18-month post-launch roadmap that is already lined up. So we have things planned out for the next 18 months and potentially beyond, depending on how many warriors we have playing Infinite. So play Infinite and you will get more content, and of course reach out to us, share your opinion, and even in the comments below of this video or inside of our forum, and share what you want. And I most likely will see that, and I will acknowledge that, and I most likely will implement it if it can impact your experience and the experience of our players. Another thing to dive a little bit deeper into, just a little bit more context, is Spirit Link. Again, that's the HealthKit connection. I'm not going to go too deep into this. Just know that it is being figured out, and also we are expanding it even further to Android platforms as well. This was something that was only for Apple platforms using Apple HealthKit, but this is a major feature that I personally want for everybody, because most people have smartwatches or they keep their phone around. So I do want all that data and all that functionality available for everyone if possible. So look out for updates regarding that. And the big kahuna, this is all things that I'm currently working on and started working on as of today, and should be done and out and available for everybody probably by tomorrow. So probably by the time you probably watch this video, but it's the first 10 minutes. And ultimately, if you already trained seriously, the start of the game was not built for you. That's just straight up. That is being fixed before launch, and it is the largest thing in flight right now. And just to provide additional context, if you have not been playing the alpha or beta yet, or have gotten inside of Infinite, after you create your character, there is a stretch called First Sync, where the game learns what you can actually do. It hands you a few calibration exercises and watches how they go. That works if you've never trained. If you already have a real routine or highly experienced, it reads as being asked to prove you can lift the empty bar, essentially. One creator got through the whole opening, liked it, and stopped right there. A forum post said the same section simply took too long. Both complaints point at the same thing from opposite ends. So, too basic for people who train, still too long for people who are busy. So we wanted to accommodate to all levels, all experience levels, beginners and highly experienced like myself. And we also wanted to respect people's time without penalizing them. Because one of the big things is if you skipped any of this portion, the actual action portion, then it basically says you got 0 XP. And no one feels good when they see 0 XP earned. So that is a major thing that I'm already implemented a plan. I'm currently implementing it right now. Already designed a much better solution. And it actually turned out that I think the experience is going to be literally 10 times better for everyone now. So shout out to the players for providing feedback, honest feedback on what they think, and I'm very grateful that we have experienced individuals go through Infinite as well, because we are competing with the premium fitness apps, and I believe we can go toe to toe with those $1 million companies. I really do believe we can. So yeah. So other than that, I think I'm going to just mention what else I'm working on now. Number one, monsters that will not die is something that I'm addressing as well. There was an issue with our HP system in terms of allocating the right amount of HP for monsters. We have over 1,500 monsters now, and I had to figure out a way to calculate how much HP each monster has, because each monster is associated with an exercise, and different exercises have different experience levels and technical challenges and things like that. So I had to completely rework that. Had to dive into notifications. Notifications weren't properly working, both in-app notifications, in-game mail notification badges, claiming things. So I had to fix all those things. The rewards tab wasn't being displayed in the inbox. So if you missed claiming any particular awards, there was nowhere to claim it because it wasn't being displayed in the front end inside the game. So that was a huge issue that I'm currently working on right now, making sure everything is functioning and wired so you get the rewards that you've earned. And last but not least, measurements were pretty much all in the wrong units. We're launching globally in 170 plus countries, and I live in America, so I was focused primarily on pounds. And in terms of the unit conversion from pounds to kilos in some other countries, basically when you would log things in kilos, you were essentially logging things in pounds. And when you were logging things in pounds, you were logging things in kilos. So there was a little bit of a mismatch in the conversion from kilos to pounds and from pounds to kilos, which affected players' experiences in terms of calculating total volume, leaderboard rankings, and things like that. So overall, thank you to all the warriors that participated in the alpha and the beta. You have made the experience so much better for everybody because I was able to quickly address all of your concerns, and a lot of your concerns also revealed other issues. And this is just the nature of game development. And you can only imagine what I've been through for the past 260 plus consecutive days building this massive, massive game. So thank you so much for participating. A good share of this exists because you used it and something felt wrong, and that's the whole point of a closed test and also the whole point of a community. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in to this video. Look out August 1st for our global launch. It is days away. I have been tirelessly working on these patches and updates so that everyone has the smoothest launch ever. And I'm so excited for more warriors to be experienced Infinite. And I'm so excited for you to be part of this amazing community inside of our platform. And as always, conquer the day, warrior. And I'm excited for you to experience Infinite 5.0 on August 1st for our global launch. I'll see you later, warrior.